But this November, Mississippi will likely elect their first black Republican to the state legislature since Reconstruction. You might have heard over the weekend about the ABC News poll showing President Biden down 10 points to Donald Trump. But the coverage of that poll misses a much more important point. The poll shows something that we've reported on for months: the rapid realignment of America's politics based not on red versus blue or black versus white, but urban versus rural values. So let's look first by race. White, Trump 57, Biden 38. Non-white, Trump 42, Biden 51. Okay, so President Biden is up 9 points among non-whites. That's a 10-point spread. In the 2008 election, then Senator Obama won non-whites by more than 40 points. By environment, in urban areas, Trump 43, Biden 51. Suburban, Trump 52, Biden 44. In rural America, remember, rural America used to be places like coal workers in Pennsylvania who were Democrats, or coal workers in West Virginia who are Democrats. But now in rural America, Trump 68, Biden 27. Rodney Hall made history last month when he won the Republican primary for a seat in Mississippi's capital for the state legislature. He'll be the first black Republican elected to the legislature since Reconstruction and is with us now. Good to see you, sir. Thank you. How did this all come about? Does this have anything to do with your race?
Leland, first, thank you for having me on here.
Yeah, thank you.
And you're absolutely right. The realignment of our values, not based on color and not based on, parties and this and that, but it really comes down to the values that people hold. And I'm sorry, the Democrats, they have lost touch with what they hear, the voices of the American people. And that has definitely helped not just in Mississippi, but a lot of states across the South, and a lot of states which I think will be in the future. You'll see a lot more black Republicans running and winning in elections because our values and our principles align more with the Republican platform, not the liberal platform.
It's interesting you say this, right? Because one of the things we've talked about on the show is both for black and Hispanics, the Democratic Party has taken those voting blocks for granted. Number one is they've moved over towards embracing sort of progressive, college-educated, elitist values, which has been a change, right? Because suburban whites used to be a known demographic for Republicans, a known voting bloc, and now that's shifted a little bit. The Washington Post, when they wrote about you, great piece, and it goes through your history and your military service and the like, they called it ripples of black Republicans. Black Republicans are making ripples in state and national politics. You think calling it ripples is fair?
They don't want to see what most people see on the ground. And let me share just an anecdote, Leland. When I was out knocking on doors, and I was very big on the ground game, right, campaigning and canvassing, and I canvassed my district 4 times. I canvassed so many times that every neighborhood that I went to, Miss Helen, I could wave at her while she was walking to her mailbox. Mr. Bob, I saw him multiple times. And there came about 2 months left where I had extra time. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna knock on every registered voter, Democrat, Republican, doesn't matter. Non-voters, young folks, old folks, doesn't matter. And when I started knocking on people that are considered Democrats in Mississippi, which is primarily black folks, they had told me no one has ever visited their house ever. Not one candidate, not a Democrat, not a Republican in the past 10, 20 years. Democrats, they're losing their ground because they've lost sight of the population.
Well, look, it's interesting because for so long we've been told that rural whites in places like Mississippi are so racist, and they are at least a large part of your voting bloc. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.